This is Pop Culture Yearbook. On this show, we pick pieces of pop culture that were important to us in a given year. We then discuss our memories and dig into those movies, albums, shows, and more. I'm Brad.
And I'm GIF.
Oh, just going with it, right, Nat? Just
Yep.
cutting it down.
Just cut it down.
This is who we are now.
Yeah. Until we're told otherwise, this is
Yeah.
who we are.
If you're out there listening, let us know if you're coming back or not.
Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, we like this though. We're having a good time.
We are. Yeah.
I am enjoying these episodes we're doing this month. This whole like looking back at these people and not just focusing on one movie has been kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Hackman was
hammered
fun.
through quite a few this week, and it's fun when you're not. I'm not taking.
Yeah, you write it. I read a
ton
few
of
notes
notes.
after, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not sitting there taking notes while I'm watching it anymore.
No. This is
That is
a lot
nice.
of fun. A little more
Yeah.
easy breezy.
But like, next week we're gonna do Robert Redford, and I was looking into that last night, and man, there's a lot of stuff, and it's fun to like look back at all of it, but then the problem is you want to watch like a ton of movies, and I don't have time. Just don't have time.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to cover, but again, I can plow through them a lot more when I'm not pausing every 2 minutes to make a note or, go back and watch something again, and make sure I get a quote right or something.
That's
so
right.
It's a little more enjoyable, I would say.
Yeah. All right. Well, tonight we have Diane Keaton. So we've had a lot of big deaths this year, and she was a huge one. And we definitely wanted to make sure we included a actress female because we don't like to disregard the fairer sex. And she was great, and she was in some of the all-time movies here. So I think that we're gonna have a good time. But neither one of us is probably nearly as familiar with her. Although, I mean, I watched a lot of Gene Hackman movies, but it's not like I knew everything about Gene Hackman. And, there's a lot of blanks there. So probably don't know as much about her, but definitely know a decent amount. And it's funny that like one of my first movies I can think of with her in, it's kind of like my whole Harrison Ford Witness thing. So we'll get to that in a second here. But anyway, Gifford, when did you first learn of or see Diane Keaton?
Well, that is a great question because I was going through her filmography, and the big one because again, I've seen like the first Godfather movie, but like I was young and it was kind of a slog to get through for a younger kid because it's it's long. So of course she's in the Godfather movies, but like I didn't watch Annie Hall. 77.
But you did now.
I have now. I did.
Yeah.
I did watch Annie Hall and prep for this. But like so many of the things that she was nominated for weren't really in my wheelhouse. I wasn't watching these movies. So really for me, the first one that struck a chord with me was all the way up in 91, right? With
Father of the Bride, I was going to guess.
Father of the Bride.
Yeah.
And she's just so wonderful in that, playing the doting mother with her daughter getting, it should have been Mother of the Bride. But Steve Martin does a phenomenal job, and she's great in it, playing the mother, playing the wife, playing the partner.
Just aura, and we'll get to like, I got some stuff about like the type of character she played. It's just, it really is unique and awesome, the type of person she was.
Yeah. What about you? When did you first have her come?
Well, so the first movie that I really, really watched and knew her would be Father of the Bride, I think. But I did know of her before that because I swear to God, I think I went to the movie theater with my parents. Otherwise, I for sure watched it on HBO more than once. I was well aware of the movie Baby Boom from 1987, I think, 87. So I knew that movie, and I knew Diane Keaton through that movie, even though I would have been like 11 years old. Like, why would I care about Baby Boom? But even that, like, I remember liking it. Like, it was a decent movie that like I could watch as a kid and think, oh, this isn't so bad. But then Father of the Bride after that was where I really got to know her. And some of her older movies that I went back and watched didn't happen until much later. So I've seen both the first two Godfathers a couple times. I'm not as familiar with them as like Goodfellas, or a lot of people would be. But I mean, I've seen them and I know them and they're great. I watched Annie Hall. like 20 years ago on Netflix discs, and I watched it again now. So I knew those, but then after that, it was really just the movie she did after Father of the Bride that I saw several of those throughout our uh, formative years as well.
Right.
But Baby Boom stood out. I kind of like to watch it again. She was like a single mom, working mom. It came out the same time as like Working Girl with Melanie Griffith, which I also saw that movie. Another Harrison Ford movie. Um, so I like associate those as kind of similar
Okay.
movies that go together.
Yeah.
So she
Well,
has. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to kind of talk about some of the stuff early on in her life. We want to wanted to give kind of a a history leading up to her coming into the consciousness. So her early influences for her was her mother was a homemaker, and she won the Mrs. Los Angeles pageant
Homemaker pageant. Mrs. Los
for
Angeles Homemaker.
yes. So when she saw all the pomp and circumstance with her mom up on stage, that you know struck a chord with her. And then she also credits Katharine Hepburn as a major influence early on,
Mm,
as well as a strong female character in movies. So
hmm
that's kind of what kind of sparked her interest in the beginning, anyway.
So there's a writer, Deborah C. Mitchell, who wrote about her that her characters she often played were complex, modern American women,
Hmm.
a paradox of self doubt and assurance, which became her trademark. And I think that's a really cool
Yep.
because she is a very, like, she would play strong women or like Baby Boom, like a single mother and that kind of thing. But she always had that, like, kind of manic undertone, like where she could be kind of all over the place and you didn't
Yep.
know if she really had it all together, and she could just toe that line, and that's the thing I was mentioning a couple minutes ago. She could toe that line so great, and she does it. I mean, Annie Hall, she's amazing.
Oh God.
um
Yeah.
and so that's kind of what, and she does it in so many movies, and she did it throughout. Like, I watched Something's Gotta Give again, and like
Hmm.
she's that way still in her late 50s when she's in that movie.
Yeah.
um and
What
it's just
one?
you're drawn to her on the screen. Like, it's hard to take your eyes off her, and you like her no matter who she's playing. You like her as a person, and she's
Mhm.
very uh, likable, I guess. But
Yep.
it's great.
One of the quotes I wrote down that I love, and I wish to God somebody would ever describe me in this way. This is literary critic Daphne Merkin. Described what
I
Merkin?
can't wait to hear what you wish somebody would describe you as.
She describes Keaton as a megawatt personality bursting out of her like an uncontrollable force of nature, a geyser of quirkily entertaining traits that fall on the air and lend everything around her a momentary sparkle.
Quirky, there's the word, quirky, but
Yeah,
in a way that's like also elegant and like,
endearing.
it's not just weird, not like, like Phoebe on Friends. Like, that's quirky.
Or
This is
Kramer.
quirky, but yeah, or Kramer. This is a higher level quirky. The thinking
Mhm.
man's quirky.
Yep. Yeah, she
And
she has the ability to be cute and sexy at the same time.
there you go, Crazy
Yeah,
Stupid Love.
exactly.
She
So yeah, I thought that was a wonderful description of her.
yeah. And along with that, she kind of set a lot of trends. Like, everybody, I mean, if you know her, probably knows her fashion, especially from like
Hmm.
Annie Hall, but like that fashion kind of spread out into other areas too. So we have in my family a current musical artist named Ash, who we all just love, and I've taken my daughter has we've seen her twice in concert.
Hmm.
And when she kind of first started out, she really modeled herself after Diane Keaton. Like, she actually wore all those same things. And on her second album, she had Diane Keaton on and had her sing a duet with her, which I thought was pretty
Nice.
cool. And so, to the point where I'm like, because my daughter loves her and she loves fashion and everything, like, maybe I should have her watch Annie Hall with me. And I'm glad I didn't, because she would not have liked that movie. But I couldn't remember what it was all like so much. But she would kind of be able to relate to her or know about her, but not to the point of watching that movie. So I made a good decision there.
Yeah. Yeah. So she was active in her high school theater and then went to college, studied theater, and she studied in New York the Meisner technique, which is based on ensemble acting techniques. So she really relied on the people she was in a scene with and playing off of them rather than like, method acting or trying to just, bring her role through and shine brighter than everybody else's. And I read this thing that uh, Jack Nicholson said that she memorizes the entire script and she knows what everybody's doing, and he doesn't know anybody else that does that. And I mean, the guy's been around the block, so she
Mhm.
knows what everybody's doing, what everybody's bringing, and then she plays off of that and prepares herself accordingly. So it
That's
just
another great description because when I look at her and think of all her like she's the star leading female in many movies, but like she always is part of the cast. Like
mhm.
she doesn't steal anything from anybody.
No,
Even when she does something hilarious or great or funny or whatever it might be, it's within the context of what's going on. That's what
right.
made her so great as an actress.
Well, and she has said she's only as good as the people she's with. So she's constantly feeding off of and I don't know anything about acting, but you hear it all the time. Big thing of acting is reacting, reading what
Mhm.
other people are doing and playing off.
Yes, and
Yeah, yes, exactly.
so, speaking of good, she has been nominated for 4 Oscars. Reds, which is one of those movies that I've heard of all my life. I have really no idea what it's about, but it's got Warren
Mhm.
Beatty and all these big people in it. Um, Marvin's Room, which we're going to get to.
Mm,
Something's Got to Give, and then she did win the Oscar for Annie Hall, which we'll talk about more in a
mm.
few minutes. So 1 win, 3 other nominations. I think all for lead actress.
Yes.
And
Yep.
through, I mean, one of these is from 77 up through Something's Gotta Give, which was like what,
Oh, three.
2005?
Oh,
2003?
three.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and
So
then
a long span of time.
she also won Golden Globes for Annie Hall and Something's Gotta Give, but was also nominated for a Golden Globe for Looking for Mr. Goodbar. So in 77 at the Golden Globes, or 78, I guess, she was nominated for Annie Hall and Looking for Mr. Goodbar. She
Don't know
was
anything about that one.
going against herself in that category. She was nominated for Reds in 81, Shooting the Moon in 82, uh, Mrs. Soffel in 84, Baby Boom in 87,
Oh,
Manhattan
that was a
Murder
Golden Globe
Mystery.
nomination too, huh?
Yep, Manhattan Murder Mystery in '94, and Amelia Earhart. I think it's The Last Flight in '94, which she won, or she got another Emmy nom for that, and then she also was nominated for a daytime Emmy for directing CBS School break special, The Girl with the Crazy Brother. So she's also been
Really?
nominated for directing
The
as a
Girl with the
primetime Emmy.
Crazy Brother.
Yes, I can't
Well,
imagine that ever
was
being
that
the
about my
case for
sister?
anything. So yeah, she not only did it well in front of the camera, but behind the camera. I did find it interesting that she has directed 4 movies, 1 TV special, 3 TV episodes, a short, and then 2 Belinda Carlisle videos and a video compilation for Belinda
Really?
Carlisle.
Huh.
Yeah,
I
so
did not have those on my list here.
she's doing it all. So um, she loves Belinda Carlisle. I also learned this weekend that she loves Justin Bieber. We were in the car and Courtney was listening to a song. I'm like, well, this sucks. This must be Bieber. And so she got her phone out and showed me the video, and Diane Keaton is in the video as well.
She's
So
in the Justin Bieber video.
she's in the Bieber
Hmm.
video. So she was a big fan of the Biebs, evidently. So and
Interesting.
then in 2017 was awarded AFI's Lifetime Achievement Award. So I'm sure trophy room is
Well done.
looking good. Yeah.
So her first credit came in 1970 at 24 years old, and she had a few TV roles in movies in those first
Mhm.
couple years. So that was 1970, and then in 1972 she lands one of the big parts in The Godfather.
Right.
So I mean, obviously it's a great movie. I've seen it a couple times, but I don't know it as well. Like I can remember a lot of scenes and people. I don't remember her very well in it. Obviously,
Mhm.
it's one of these movies that's much more male dominated. The women always have
Right.
much kind of put off parts in these types of movies.
It's not the
But
Godmother.
no, but Francis Ford Coppola liked her eccentricity, and that's why she was cast. So she was already starting to be seen as she quoted herself as that kooky actress. And like right off, this is 2 years after she started, and so that's how she's already kind of seen. But that's what he liked and drew him to casting her in The
Yeah.
Godfather.
Well, and she, she's done so much stuff with Woody Allen, right? In '69, she was put in his play Played Again Sam, which she was nominated for a Tony Award.
Wow. And
So
she can sing
then,
too. Like this isn't she
yes,
could win the EGOT.
yes. So she's been nominated for, I guess she doesn't have a Grammy nom, but 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Um, so she's been in how many Woody Allen things? She was in the Woody Allen movie, Played Again Sam, in the same role. And I think they've done 8 or 9 movies
Oh,
together.
that many? Wow.
Yeah. And then a year before that, in '68, she was in the original Broadway musical for Hair. So she was in the original cast for that musical. So yeah, great start to a career, for God's sakes,
Yeah.
and Hair, and then a Woody Allen play, and then you get into Godfather in '72.
And then The Godfather Part 2 comes around 2 years later. That one I know less than The Godfather. I might have only seen that one once. Have you not seen The Godfather Part 2?
I don't think I have. Isn't that one considered the best one out
It
of the
is
three?
often said, like Empire Strikes Back, that it's one of the cases where the sequel was actually better than the original. I don't know about
Hmm.
that. I mean, they're both considered, two of the all-time greatest movies. But yes, it is considered by some as even better than the first.
Right. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
well then, next on my list would be Annie Hall, so we could talk about that
Hmm.
unless you have one before that.
No, no, that's just fine and dandy. So I watched Annie Hall for the first time last week, um, and I've never been a big Woody Allen
No,
guy.
me neither.
And this movie, I mean, she is phenomenal in it.
Sh-
Obviously, she wins an Oscar, she wins a Golden Globe, so I'm not breaking news here. Um, but like you say, very quirky. Um, I
Endearing.
their play back and forth with the on again, off again, um, is obviously the crux of the movie, and her growing as a woman, taking these classes that he told her to take, blah blah blah. And but my big takeaway is I just don't like Woody Allen. He plays such
Yeah,
a
he's neurotic.
not sure neurotic. Perfect. Yes,
George
thank you.
Costanza.
Yeah, on heroin or on steroids, probably on heroin too.
But in this
But
movie, like he is all of that. But I feel
mhm,
like maybe it's because of her that like I can just deal with it. Like I can. It doesn't
yeah,
get to the point where like he's distracting or ruins it or anything.
mhm.
At
It
least for
was
me.
for me, and also like he's been married twice. Like, how does this guy keep getting women? He's so
Yeah.
pathetic. Like, it's just unbelievable.
But I
How
do think it was an awesome role, and she definitely makes the movie.
yes.
I find her so endearing, which you're supposed to. Like you're
Mhm.
drawn to her, just like a lot of people in the movie are. But the contrast she has to his neuroses is like needed, and really
Right.
helps.
Well, and that
I
movie, of course, he'd worked with her many times before this. He wrote the movie thinking of her, and of course, her real name is Diane Hall,
I did
and
not know
her
that either.
nickname is Annie.
Oh,
So that is
well,
where
that
we
makes
get
sense.
Annie Hall for this movie.
But you know what? She's funny in this movie. She's clever. She's fashionable. It's
Hmm.
just memorable. She sings. It's just you get all the talents here. Um,
Yep.
and then I found this quote as well that her role in Annie Hall is often cited as the greatest Oscar-winning performance in history by a woman. And
Wow.
Entertainment Weekly ranked it seventh on its 25 greatest best actress winners list. Like, so some might say
Hmm.
it's the best, and I can
Yep.
see that. It is, for just kind of we talk about how comedies don't get enough credit, and like this is basically a comedy.
It is.
And for her to pull that off and be that good in it is like that's what we talk about all the time on this show about giving people credit for that, and she did it, and nobody blinks twice because she is really that good,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and
We've
it's so
talked about
memorable.
Chevy needing an Oscar for
John Candy.
Vacation. John Candy is Dell. don't even get a nod. You know,
Right. Jim
like
Carrey.
Jim Carrey in the Truman Show, but yeah, she is excellent in it, um, and well deserved. And um, I one of the things too with her fashion, where she's wearing a suit. That was one of the big things with her. That was a callback to Hepburn. That was a
Right.
style of Katharine Hepburn as well. So she's paying homage to one of her great influences.
And really, as it being a romantic comedy for the most part, like I just didn't even think about it before, but it does remind me a lot of When Harry Met Sally. I mean, Billy
Mm,
Crystal's kind of the neurotic one, and Meg Ryan is just so endearing and lovely and wonderful, and she has a lot of
adorable.
the same characteristics in that movie that Diane Keaton has in this one.
Hmm.
And in my opinion, she could have been up for an Oscar for that too. You know, and that's how good that movie was, and Meg Ryan's a huge part of it.
Yes, she is. Well, I mean, her character's name's in the title for crying out loud. So yeah, I totally agree on all points.
Okay, so then we have, for me anyway, kind of a big chunk here missing. So she was in the movie Manhattan, which was one that I've heard of, a Woody Allen movie from '79, and then she was in the movie Reds, which again I already said I don't even know what it's about. Is it about Russia? Is it
Um,
Reds referring? Do you know what it's about?
Radical American journalist becomes involved in a communist revolution in
There you
Russia
go.
and
See,
hopes to bring its spirit and idealism to the United States. So this is, Warren Beatty, of course, not only acting, but he direct as well. Yes, he directed and wrote.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just one of those movies you heard about all your life, and I've just never had any interest in finding out what it's
Mhm.
about or watching it.
No, I have not seen it either. It's just not for me, But maybe
Yeah.
one day get into it. But I got a
So
lot bigger holes in my
yeah.
pop culture knowledge. So
So then I would jump ahead to '87 with Baby Boom, which is where I really was introduced to Diane Keaton.
mhm.
Like I said, I think I saw it in the movie theater. It was one of those movies on HBO a lot, and I probably watched it, I don't know, 3 or 4 times in the late '80s. Just because it was on, and I knew it. Once you watch a movie you're at that age and you see it and you like it a little bit, then you're gonna watch it again when it's on. So
Mhm.
that was the next one for me. And then she goes to plays The Godfather Part 3, which is not considered a great sequel.
Correct.
And I never did see the third one. I mean, at the time that came out, I hadn't seen either of the first two Godfathers, so I wasn't really going to watch it then. And then, I started to hear that people didn't like it. So once I watched the other two, I was pretty much done with that.
Well, and I'm looking at IMDb here at her filmography, and The Godfather's rated at a 9.2. Godfather Part 2 a 9.0. So the third installment is 7.6, and everybody says it's the worst. Well, yeah, it's the worst one, but I mean, you're talking about pretty high
Yeah, I'm
standard.
surprised it's that high though, because a lot of people talk about like it really was not a good movie, but it's up to, it's like your opinion, man. Okay, but
Yeah.
now we get to one we can really talk about. Father of the
Yes.
Bride. Of course, we love Steve Martin.
Yes.
We love this movie. It ended just a banner year for him with L.A. Story and
Mhm.
Grand Canyon, and now Father of the Bride. But so in this movie, he's more the manic one,
Oh,
and
for
even though
sure.
she's still a little quirky, like she's actually more of the straight. Like she can, but it's just in that way where she can just smile at him and calm him down, and
Mhm.
she's got a great smile, and she can just I just adore this movie. I have my whole life. I can't wait till my daughter gets married. We've watched it before, but she's a great mom. She's calm and composed, and she really is kind of the glue of the movie. Because not only do you have Steve Martin going crazy, but you got freaking Martin Short playing an insane
Bronk.
person at the same time, Frank. And Steve Martin has a lot of reasons to be crazy because there's a lot of stuff going on that's not his fault. But she is the glue, and she is just so good. And I just love this movie. Everything about it is just so wonderful.
Well, and I mean, she's the mother of the bride. She understands that this is a big deal. Like, we're not going to have it at some barbecue place. He's not going to be doing, cooking everything for the reception. She's a little more grounded. Now, there's some craziness. Obviously, I think it's a little ridiculous. You want to have this reception at your house when your future in laws have, a massive mansion that could easily, take all these people in. But that scene in jail after he's arrested for,
Oh yeah.
taking buns out of
And
the
she won't let him out right away, right?
she won't let him out. She talks to him
That's
and
good.
makes him repeat after her. You know, what's his name in the
I forget his name.
um, George. George Banks, will not
Banks.
do this. I will not roll my eyes. I will keep my composure. That's the only way she's going to let him out of jail. It's a cute scene, obviously, right? Like, she's not in charge of the prison. She's not in charge of the county jail. Like, they'll let him out. But it's just such a sweet scene of her reeling him in. Um, and like you say, she's the one in control of this whole thing. It's the basic household. I mean, the wife is in charge and make sure everything goes smoothly.
Yeah, but
So
in a wedding, you could see how the mom might freak out a lot too about her daughter.
sure,
But yeah,
but she's amazing. She's the best.
she's very very good in that movie, and it's just I don't know, it's just a lovely movie.
Well, and you feel like these two are a married couple. Like, they're in it.
Yes,
They're partners in
they're great
life.
as a pairing.
Hmm. Yeah. So, and she is, the calm voice in the storm, I guess.
Okay, then we had Father of the Bride Part 2 in 1995, which I only think I saw once. And the main deal with that is her and the daughter both get pregnant at the same time. I don't remember I saw it once. I don't remember thinking it was that good. Um
I couldn't tell
it's
you.
it's
I'm
it's
sure
not
I
the
saw
first
it.
one. I'm sure it
Right.
had some good parts and everything, but it's not the first one. It's kind of a stretch. The first one, of course, is based on it is a remake of a great movie. So to add a second, like you're totally just making it up from there.
You don't have a template.
Right.
Yeah.
In 1996, we have the First Wives Club with Goldie Hawn and Bette Midler, I believe. And these are
Yep.
divorcees seeking revenge on their husbands who all left them for younger men. I have
Younger
not seen
women.
that, but I'm sure my wife is a big fan of that movie. That's one where, as a kid, in 1996, I was 20 years old. I didn't probably have much interest in watching that movie, but I
Yeah.
bet if I watched it now, I'd probably think it's pretty funny because they're pretty funny women, and I'm sure it's a pretty good story. But maybe it's not. I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah, I have never watched it. Again, like you say, the time in our lives at that point, I wasn't really. I mean, I wasn't. I was dating my wife, but certainly wasn't thinking about a divorce at that point.
Yeah.
Much less marriage. In 1996.
But here's the one in that same year. If I would have had more time, so I've heard of Marvin's Room, and she was nominated for an Oscar in this movie. But I look in this movie up. This is a movie that stars not only her, okay, she's the one that got the Oscar nomination alongside Meryl
Meryl
Streep,
Streep.
Leonardo DiCaprio, and Robert De Niro. How the fuck
Hmm.
did I miss this movie? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a great movie or not, but when you have those are four of the greatest actors of our lifetime in one movie there. Seems like it
Hmm.
should have been bigger. I'm not sure what the deal was with that movie. Have you seen that movie?
I have not. Don't forget Dan Hedaya was in that movie as well.
Oh
We
yeah,
love him.
Clueless.
We love him. No, I
We
have
do.
never seen this movie. After 17 years, a fiercely independent woman and her rebellious son return home, and together they turn the family she left behind upside down.
So if I was going to go back and add another movie to my list from the here, that's the one
Mhm.
that I would watch if I had some more time.
Yeah, yeah, it
Okay.
sounds intriguing, but yeah, like you say, I have not gotten into
And
that one.
sometimes movies like that come out with a lot of big people in it and they weren't very good. But I mean, she was
Mhm.
nominated, so at least got some award or got some credit.
Right.
All right, we have Something's Gotta Give in 2003. So I watched that last week. And again, she was nominated for an Oscar. She was 57 years old. And this is kind of, again, kind of surprising because this is a much lighter movie. This is a comedy. But she is really good in it. But, a lot of actors at this time aren't making Oscar nominations for comedies.
Hmm.
But she had enough clout, I suppose, from the past that people looked at her probably a little differently than maybe somebody who was never nominated before.
Sure.
Um, there is a part at the end where she cries and cries over the top, and it really it's annoying. Like it almost ruined the whole movie for me. And I get what they're doing, but it's too much. Because she is really good, but that scene is just like it went on so long. It's like, this is, and it's like that over the top, like fake crying. It's like, okay. But
Mhm.
outside of that, it's a pretty good movie. It's not as good as I remembered. Like, her performance is good. Jack Nicholson's in it. He's great. So she's playing the mom of Amanda Peet, who's dating Jack Nicholson,
Jack, yep.
who's obviously much older than her. But then he ends up, him and Diane Keaton end up falling kind of in love and having a complicated relationship. But she has such a great presence in this movie, and you can see why all these male characters are drawn to her. Like, he's with Amanda Peet, he's with this young woman,
Hmm.
and he's totally drawn to actually a woman his own age. Who That's his whole character. He's never with somebody
He's a
his own age.
womanizer, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
This movie was also famous for her doing full frontal nudity at 57 years old. Like, there's a scene where he walks in on her, or where she's walking through the house and he sees her, and there's a quick flash of like the whole
Hmm.
thing, which that's pretty bold to do
Yes.
too. So that's kind of what I remembered about this movie, not because, oh, I got boob, just
Right.
because it was a big deal. I remember people talking about it because she took a big risk in doing that. Um,
Yep.
it's one of those movies that goes a little long. I tuned out by the end a little bit, but her and Jack are great in it. They're great actors, and so there's a lot of good in it. But it's not as great as I remembered, and I probably won't be watching it again anytime.
Okay.
But I
Well,
would recommend, if you've never seen it, it's a good movie. I'd recommend it.
I was gonna watch that one last night, but I needed to pay for it. So instead, I just went a little further up the
That's my next
dial,
one. You take it.
and I watched The Family Stone. So you talk about the cast in a movie. I mean,
Yeah, a
good
lot of people.
lord, listen to this cast. I don't quite understand. Claire Danes gets top billing.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
That's a little strange to me, and because not only because of the caliber of actors you have in this, and she's great. Don't get me wrong, love Claire Danes, but she's not in that as much of the movie. So you've got Diane Keaton, Rachel McAdams,
Yes.
uh, Dormit Mulrooney, Craig T. Nelson, Sarah Jessica Parker, Luke Wilson, and then there's a few other actors in it that you know from other stuff, but those are kind of the big names in this movie.
And this is a
Um,
Christmas movie, right?
it's a Christmas movie. Yes, the idea is you've got Craig T. Nelson and Diane Keaton are the mother and father. They have 5 children, grown children, and they come back for their family Christmas. And this family is uh, very huggy, touchy feely, close, but they're also a little nuts, and they all got something going on. But Mulrooney brings back his girlfriend, Sarah Jessica Parker, who is kind of uptight.
Oh yeah, I
And
remember that because I've seen this once, and I did
yeah,
not love it. A Christmas movie, you'd think I'd watch more, but it didn't stick with me. But I do remember, and they really like treat her kind of shitty, right? Or she feels that way at
they
least.
they treat her shitty,
Her and
and
Rachel McAdams are really at odds, right?
they don't get along at all. And one
Yeah,
doesn't understand why the other one was mean or not nice, and doesn't like the other. And she doesn't always help herself either, Sarah Jessica Parker. But the real iffy thing in this whole movie is that, okay, she's being made fun of. She doesn't feel good, so she calls her sister Claire Danes to come stay, to come to this family Christmas, so she has somebody to talk to. And Mulrooney falls for her, and Luke Wilson falls for Sarah Jessica Parker. So what
yes,
happens is, among other things, the end of the movie is the family getting together the very next year at the family home again. And you have Sarah Jessica Parker is there with Luke Wilson, and Mulrooney is there with Danes. And it's like, uh, really? Like, that's, I don't, is that really going to work? Like, Mulrooney was there to get the family stone, his grandmother's wedding ring, to propose to Sarah Jessica Parker at Christmas.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I didn't love that movie. It's okay. I know there's a faction of people, I've seen it out there like on TikTok, that love that movie and think it's one of the more underrated Christmas movies. But
I
that's
wouldn't
fine.
go that
They can
far,
have
but
that. That's okay.
I enjoyed it. And Diane Keaton, as the matriarch of this family, she's a force to be reckoned with. But one of this side parts of the movie is that she is sick. And at the end of the movie, when they come back for the next year, she is no longer with the family,
Ah,
and it's very touching. One of the wonderful things that Sarah Jessica Parker's character does in the original Christmas is she found this picture of the mother, and she's pregnant at the time with Rachel McAdams' character, and she frames it for everybody. She gives everybody that picture, and it's just such a beautiful picture, black and white, um, and everybody gets that now. And then that's hanging up in the house. That's the last thing you see, the last shot of the movie. Now that Diane Keaton's character is passed on, so I think it's all right. I mean, I probably won't go back and watch it again, but I
right.
had
Yeah,
fun
that's what
watching
I
it.
thought too. It's
Yeah,
okay, but yeah, once was enough
yeah,
for that one.
I
It's
had a
not
good
part of
time
my
with it.
it's not part of my Christmas tradition.
No, it's not gonna. Yeah, I'm
Uh,
probably not gonna watch it every year. I'm not gonna
I
put it
think I
in
can tell
after
you
all.
why Claire Danes has the top billing though. It's not a hard code to crack actually.
Oh, I
They're
didn't
all
dig that
alphabetical.
hard.
It's alphabetical.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. Danes, Keaton, McAdams, Mulroney, Nelson, Parker, Wilson. That's
Oh
alphabetical.
yeah,
So it's
yeah. And
it's an
then when you get
ensemble cast, so they put
and
them
then when you get
alphabetically.
down to the lesser known
Yeah,
characters, then it
all the
starts
big
over.
names are that's how they go.
Okay, well, thank you for
Yeah.
that. I can sleep better tonight. I was having trouble last night falling asleep wondering why
Well,
Claire
speaking
Danes.
of Rachel McAdams, 5 years
Mhm.
later, Diane Keaton did a movie called Morning Glory with Rachel McAdams and Harrison Ford.
Hmm.
Um, and this is a movie that I saw. I think we watched it on video, but it's about a news show, and like Rachel McAdams is the up and comer, and Harrison Ford, I think, is like her mentor, kind of. And it was one
Okay.
of those movies where if I had time, if I had all the time in the world, I'd probably watch it again. It was a cute movie. Like these are three great actors. Like I am a giant Rachel McAdams fan, and Harrison Ford
Yeah.
always is great. Um, Not that memorable, but kind of like The Family Stone, a decent movie um,
Mhm.
with a great cast.
Okay. Yeah, I think I remember seeing stuff for that movie, but I did not watch it.
Then there's one that I'm going to watch this year. So in 2015, she did another Christmas movie, and our friend Steve Martin is supposedly top billing in it. Although we watched a preview last night and he didn't even appear, but he's narrating it. He's narrating the preview. So I don't know. It's weird.
Okay.
But it's called Love the Coopers, and it's just got this giant cast like Olivia Wilde and Steve Martin and Diane Keaton, and I can't even remember who all else is
Goodman,
in it.
Ed
John
Helms.
Goodman.
Yep.
But I looked it up and like, how in the hell did I miss this movie? Because we love Christmas movies. I love Steve Martin,
Mhm.
and it's got a 19% on Rotten Tomatoes and 37 from fans. So I don't care. I gotta see it now. At this point, when doing this research, I gotta see this movie. So we're
Yep.
gonna watch it this year. But it's like, how does a movie with that many people in it? How could it be that bad? I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's a 5.8 on
So
Metacritic or
now I
whatever.
gotta know, and it's one of the Steve Martin movies I've never seen.
Okay. Well, watch it and get back to me.
I will. All right, then we have Book Club from 2018. This is another one that more for a lot of women like my wife would love this movie. But actually, when I read the description of it, it sounds pretty funny again now for me at this age. So it's a book club. It's her, Mary Steenburgen, who we love,
Oh,
Jane
yeah.
Fonda, and Candace Bergen,
Candice
and
Bergen.
it's a club that gets together after reading 50 Shades of Grey, which I didn't realize that. So that sounds pretty funny. I might like that movie too. It's another great cast, a lot of funny women.
Yep.
Um,
Well, and
Side note,
listen to the guys you got. You got Andy Garcia, Craig T. Nelson, Don Johnson, Ed Begley Jr., Richard Dreyfuss, Sean Wallace,
who's that?
Inconceivable.
Oh no, that's not Sean Wallace.
Oh,
That's
sorry, Wallace Shawn. Good Lord.
Wallace. Yeah, there you go.
God, sorry,
I knew that didn't
Wallace.
sound right.
God dang it, I'm such a moron. Sorry, Wallace. But a lot of great
Yeah,
actors in there with the ladies.
and that's the last big movie I have her down for. It, that I have, but she did do. There was a short in 2020, A Father of the Bride Part 3,
Yeah,
where they
I
brought
saw
the
that in
cast.
here.
I watched it. They brought the cast back together. I think it was only like 5 minutes, maybe it was 10. And I don't remember really what it was. but it was
Mhm.
cute, and they got them all back together, and it was during COVID 2020, so it's kind of a
Yep.
nice little thing that they put together that you could watch, and so that was the last credit I have of her. Those are the big ones. I don't know if you have anything else.
I don't, but yeah, it looks like they've got pretty much everybody in it. Holy cow! I did see it on there. Where can you watch it? Do you know?
I believe that it was on like its own website or linked right on Facebook.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It's probably on YouTube. I'm guessing. I didn't look it up this time, but um, I would think it'd be on YouTube because it's just a short.
Yeah, it's 26 minutes.
Oh, it
So
is
just
that
a
long.
well,
Okay,
I'm
much
sure there's
longer than I
credits.
thought.
Sure, there's some credits in there too, but yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah, I
anyway,
don't have anything else after that. No.
heck of a career, and what's really cool is she made her mark in so many ways, and she was so talented
Mhm.
with not just the acting, but the singing and the fashion, and just she's pretty
Yep.
great. And so um, it was nice to go back and look at this again and think about some of the ones I haven't seen, and maybe I'll
Yep.
need to watch someday.
Well, and she covers, decades of work, right? I mean, we're
Right.
talking starting in, the 70s, she makes her big splash and, all the way through her last credit on here, summer camp from 2024. So, and of course we just lost her uh in October. So, um great actress, wonderful woman by all accounts. Everybody that worked with her always talked about how wonderful she really was.
Yeah. And that's how she comes across, as genuinely that she is that. Like, some people you can't I'd have a hard time believing that she wasn't just an awesome person in real life.
Well, and one of the, she has a quite a history with leading men in Hollywood, and one of those men was Al Pacino, and she always talked about how he was such just a gorgeous face, just loved his face, but so funny and talked all the time. And of course, when she passed, he had some very kind words to say, talking about how there will be nobody like her again, and how when she did die, all these memories came rushing back, and how fond of her he
I
really was.
I think that is the best thing to say is there really wasn't anybody like her.
Mhm.
There's a lot of great
Yep.
actresses, there's a lot of great actors, but she really was her own unique thing pretty much the
Mhm.
whole time.
Right.
So, like I brought up Meg Ryan, like she's great in When Harry Met, but there's a lot of great like rom-com type actresses like Meg Ryan. Even though I love her more than most,
Mhm.
I wouldn't call her unique compared to a lot of other ones. But Diane Keaton's very unique.
Yep. She
Yeah.
certainly is,
Okay.
and she will be missed.
Well, let's go on to our draft. So I think this is gonna be a
Yeah.
fun one.
Mhm.
So her most famous movie is Annie Hall,
Yeah.
and I started thinking about movies that are named after the character. And so we're going to draft movies that are named after a character, but it can't be just a name in the title or any extra words. The whole title is simply whether it's one or two words, the whole title is the character's name, and that's it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good ones out there.
A lot of good ones. I just kept writing and writing and writing. I didn't actually count how many I have, but good God, there's a lot.
I have 20 here, but yeah, I'm sure
Okay.
got a lot more. So you get first pick tonight.
Yeah.
So what is the best one to you?
Man, this is tough. It's always tough having the first pick when the field is this deep. Um, I'm gonna go with Forrest Gump.
Ah,
I
Forrest
love
Gump.
it so much. I've seen it a million times. Own it on VHS, for crying out loud. Um, I love it. I can't get away from it.
Good one. That's my number 3. I am going to go with one. I was just looking it up for some gifts tonight on the old X, and my top 2. I have a hard time deciding which one to pick. But
Mhm.
going by a name of a character that's unique and memorable, I'm picking Napoleon Dynamite.
See, and I was caught between those two.
I just God, I love that movie. And what a
Hmm.
cool! I mean, it's a random name, it's a random movie. I just think it fits this category perfectly.
Yeah, Absolutely. All right. Well, I'm only going to say it once because I don't want him to show up, but I'm going to go with Beetlejuice.
Yes, I have that
Michael
down the list there
Keaton.
too.
Speaking of Keatons, no
Yeah,
relation, by the
they are
way.
no relation, especially since
Both
her
of them.
last name was Hall. You said.
Yes, her last name is Hall. Her mother's maiden name is Keaton, and
Oh, that's why.
the reason she changed to Hall was because when she started acting, there was already a woman named Diane um, Hall in the Actors Guild. So
Hmm.
kind of like Michael Keaton with Michael Douglas. So
All right. Well, then I am going to take my second overall pick,
okay,
and that would be the International Man of Mystery, Austin
nice,
Powers.
yes, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Smoke started coming out of the jumblies. You can
I
imagine.
ended up
I
I ended up with my
swear.
knickers here. Okay, good lord. Well, I think I'm gonna take. I think I'm gonna take another movie from 1994. I'm gonna go Ace Ventura.
Ah. Oh, see, now that's one I don't even have on my list.
Yeah, I like it.
I must have just missed it because I would have written that down. Obviously, I love that movie.
Yeah, you do.
Now, maybe I didn't write it down because it's technically Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Oh, a dot?
It is. I don't think
It's
you
a
can pick
colon.
that movie. I
Okay,
think that's why I didn't put it on there.
I will cross it off.
If we're
I
going to
will.
stick to our rules
Yep.
here.
I apologize. I did not know that. Okay. Well, then I think I'm gonna go Oscar award winner Rocky.
Okay.
Sorry, that I was just thinking,
No,
just
that's
writing
okay.
it.
I was just wondering why I didn't have it on my list, and that must have been
That
why.
that's a good reason why.
All right. Well, I am going to go with. I like the ones that are names that are two full names. And so
Mhm.
I'm going to go with Show Me the Money,
Yeah.
Jerry Maguire.
Hmm.
Help me,
Well,
help you. You
um,
complete me.
yes, and a human head weighs 8 pounds.
And boys have a penis and girls have a vagina.
um, so yeah, like you said, you got the whole name in there, Jerry Maguire. I did not want to pick Rocky Balboa,
Yeah, no,
which
Rocky's
is
fine because it's.
yep,
You can have like Beetlejuice, you can have a one word name.
yep.
In
All
fact,
right.
the movie I almost picked would have fit that as well, but I'll save it and see if I get it later.
Mhm. All right, so I'm up to my fourth pick here. Um, do I take which one do I take? Well, I love the whole franchise. I think it's awesome, and I'm looking forward to the recent spin-off of Ballerina. I'm going with John Wick.
John Wick. Did
The
you say you're
Boogeyman.
looking forward to? Didn't Ballerina already come out?
I'm looking forward to it coming out on
Oh,
um, streaming, I should say.
okay. I see.
Yeah, it did already come out.
All right. Well, then I'm going to go with a movie we talked about from 1989. It's called Just Batman. I'm going with Batman.
Okay, so I was wondering if I could pick that
Well, how's it different than Beetlejuice? I mean, it's the character's name, right?
because yeah, but his name is Bruce Wayne. His
Yeah.
alter ego. Because I was thinking, like, do you pick Superman?
I thought
Do
the
you pick
same
Iron
thing.
Man? Do you pick,
Do you
because
want me to pick a different one?
I think you have to because that's not his name. His name is Bruce Wayne.
I thought the same thing, but then I thought, yeah, but that's his name, though. He goes by Batman. But I'll pick a different one. I don't care.
Okay.
All right. So then, if I'm not going to pick that, I am instead going to pick. Um, which one do I pick? I'm back and forth between the same character, the same guy, two movies that I love. I'm going Happy Gilmore.
Okay. Good pick. All right. All right. So my last pick, huh?
Last pick.
Oh, there's so many great ones left. I told you I wasn't going to pick this one. I'm going to bring it up in the honorable mentions and see if it would have been okay. Um, I love this movie. It was such a huge deal when it came out. We were in high school. It was animated, but everybody went to it over and over in the movie theater. I'm going with Aladdin.
Ah, yes. I don't remember going to it in the theater though.
I went to the theater.
Really? I remember
Oh
us
yeah.
watching it on VHS over and over, and even in class and school, and
Mhm.
just quoting it over. And yeah, I'm not surprised you picked it. All right. Well, I'm going to pick the theme or the inspiration for the whole thing. After
There you
watching,
go.
it's such a great movie and it's so memorable. So I'm going to pick Annie Hall for my fifth.
Good deal.
All right. Now we're going to put together our third list for
Okay.
he who shall not be named.
Well, this was well. I guess you could actually pick both of these. The combination, was a big deal when it came out just a couple years ago. I'm going to go with Oppenheimer.
Mm, I didn't have that on my list either.
Oh.
I don't. Yeah, but that's a good one.
Mhm.
All right. Looking at my list of what he might like. Okay, well, here's one so here's one that I had high on my list, and I didn't know if you would nix this or not.
Okay.
Thelma and Louise,
Well, there's an and in there.
but it's just their names.
Yeah, but
Okay, well,
there's no
okay.
and.
So, okay.
Can't do and.
All right, well, then I'm going to give him Billy Madison.
Okay.
That's why I didn't pick it, but I
Yep.
wanted to bring it up.
Okay, so I'm gonna take one that he has talked about this franchise over and over and over again. I know Jenny is a huge fan. I'm gonna go with Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne. Which number was that?
That was three.
What an inspired third title.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. That was pick three. That was like movie
Yeah, it was like
one,
four
two,
or
three,
something.
four,
Like,
five.
yeah,
Because
okay.
that was after the Jeremy Renner Bourne legacy.
Okay, then I have one more to pick here for him, and I'm going to go with Edward Scissorhands.
All right. Was not a fan of that. Not a fan of that one.
Well, I didn't pick it for you.
No. Okay, so I'm gonna pick. I really like this other movie better, but I don't know if this is more up Pete's alley, but I know it's up your alley, so I'm gonna take it. I'm going with Roxanne.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have that on my list either. Nice, Roxanne.
Yeah,
All right. I don't have too many left, so I'll go first since you
go ahead.
probably have a ton there.
I do.
Another one that probably the best movie on my entire list, but technically it's kind of his nickname, so I didn't know if you count it, but I have Jojo Rabbit, and I thought we got to at least mention that one
I
at the
wrote
very
it down
least.
and then I looked it up, and the character's name is um he has a full name, and it's
Yeah,
not
I
Jojo
forget what
Rabbit.
it
Yep.
is, but he
Yep.
goes by He's named Jojo
Yep.
Rabbit, but so that's why I didn't
Yep.
pick it.
Yep.
But that's an honorable mention right there. We have Aaron Brockovich.
Yep.
That's a good one. We have Mary Poppins,
Mhm.
a movie that I like a lot. I've talked about it at some point before. Is Simon Birch, a very
Never saw that
touching
one.
movie about this little kid and his friend, and Jim Carrey plays the older version, and just a little kind of couple
Mhm.
future scenes. For Christmas here, we have Fred Claus coming up. A movie that I think is actually probably a lot funnier than you might think if you haven't seen it is Corky Romano with
Oh,
what's his face?
Rob Schneider?
No, no, no,
Oh.
no, 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 no. Chris
Oh.
Kattan.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
You
Yeah.
guys want some cookies?
Sorry.
And the only other one I have is much different than Corky Romano, Malcolm X.
Yes. Yep. There's
So those are my
there it
other
is.
in contention movies.
All right. Well, yeah, I've got quite a few here. Now, this one I wasn't sure about. I wasn't going to pick it, but Sully. Could have I gone with Sully because it's Sullenberger, the
I don't
pilot, but
know. It's a nickname, so
right. So I didn't go with it. Zoolander. That is his last name.
yeah, that would work.
We have got
I didn't have that either.
the one I really missed not taking is Joe Dirt. I love Joe Dirt. I mentioned Oppenheimer, so Barbie would be the one that came out at the same
Oh
time.
yeah, Barbie.
Jeremiah Johnson, that's a first and last.
There you
Robert
go. We'll
Redford,
talk
we're
about that a
talking.
little next week, probably.
Yep. Hannibal. We've got Donnie Brasco.
Mm-hmm.
Ali
Mm-hmm.
and Ray. Lincoln.
Oh yeah.
Jackie
Get into those
Brown.
biopics.
That's right. Jackie Brown. Rambo was one I really loved. That's way down the list of the Rambo movies. Carrie, Lucy,
Christine,
Logan.
Cujo.
Yep. Borat.
Borat. Oh my. Oh, but see, that's technically Borat, comma Cultural Learnings of
Oh, you're
America
right.
by
You're right.
for make great country of Kazakhstan, so whatever it is.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
so that wouldn't count actually.
That wouldn't count. Okay. Shrek.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
Shrek. Man, I didn't go very. I thought I spent a good amount of time looking these up, but wow.
we got Bambi, Snow White,
Yeah, you get into those now.
Bolt.
Well, I believe it's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, so you can't count
Oh
that.
yeah, you're right. Thank you. Flash Gordon. Dave would like that one.
Flash Gordon, got to put
Yep.
that in there.
Jack Reacher. We also have Dave.
Dave,
Kevin
Kline. Yep.
Yep. Joy. Juno.
Juno.
Yep. Riddick. Ted.
I think I was looking more at two name titles, and that's why I missed a lot of these, because wow, that's a lot of movies that I didn't even think about.
Creed. Maverick. His name was Brett Maverick. The one I wasn't sure if you. Oh, Hancock. Loved that movie. Pre-slap Will Smith. The one I wasn't sure about you allowing would be, and it's the characters. I guess it wouldn't work because Mrs. Doubtfire. Whether or not you would allow Mrs. Doubtfire.
Wouldn't that be just like Batman or
that would kinda
Jojo
be like
Rabbit? I
Batman.
mean, it's
Yep.
that's not his name.
Right. So I'm glad I didn't pick it, but obviously a name for a movie.
But it is a character. See, that's the thing. It's a character. Like Batman's a character.
So it'd be
I think
like Batman. Yep. Good.
we're really getting into the weeds here now.
The last one, not necessarily a real movie, but certainly one that is in our memory, and that is Rochelle.
Oh yes. Although, was that colon a young girl's erotic journey from Milan to Minsk, or was that just a tagline?
I just thought it was like that's how they explained it, and it was basically off the back of the box.
I think it might have been a tagline, yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to include Rochelle.
Speaking of that, then you would also have Precious, based on the novel Pushed by Sapphire. We got to throw that. That's a mic drop right there.
Yes, it certainly is. So
every time you say that, it's just classic.
Right. A lot of great movies with just the title character. So a fun category to pick based on Annie Hall for sure. So.
Yeah. So next week we will get our third. They always come in threes. Those deaths. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna do threes. So we're gonna look back at Robert Redford, probably the biggest name of all, I would guess, of these three.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of movies that guy made and directed, and so we'll have a lot to look back on with Robert Redford. Hopefully, I'll have time to watch a couple movies in this week.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be easy to sit down and watch a few of those. So yeah, that'll be good for next week. Hey Brad.
Hey, what?
Hey, do you know who did the score and the soundtrack for Rochelle?
It was those little rascals, Preacher Row.
That is correct. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.